What keeps you going, Dustin? Like over 3+ decades in professional wrestling, constantly on TV, multiple promotions. What keeps you going?
Over 5 decades.
Oh my God.
Five, 80s, 90s, 2000s, 2010s, 2020s.
Damn.
Um,
Damn.
to be honest with you, I think it's my sobriety that keeps me going. Since I got clean and sober 15 years ago, it has put this kind of new shine on my life that I need to kick it into gear and continue growing and continue what I love to do, which is this wonderful business we're in, and have some fun. And it's all about having fun. If you can't have fun at your job, then you don't really need to be in it. And I'm very good at what I do, so I love this business. And I just, each time I go out there, it is an opportunity for me to be kind of a teacher for the youngins in the back, because I'm very old school with a little new school attitude. So without the old school, there is no new school, right? So it's like all these people do all these impressive things all the time, and then what I like to do is completely different than that, and that's to tell a story. It's very important to me because the fans they have made us, right? So without the fans, we're nothing. And the fans that are going through their day, and they might be having a terrible day or whatever, and they turn on the TV on AEW just to watch us, it is my job to take them out of that day and entertain them, but make them feel something. That's the most important thing, is to move somebody and to make them feel something. Because if you make them feel something, they're going to come back. And so that's kind of my goal every time that I go out there. It's I get a lot more nervous at my age for some reason, which is really weird. And I think they're good nerves, and I've always been nervous, but really since I've turned 50, it's like every time I go out there, I'm just like, oh my God, man, I can't mess up. Because there's people out there, they're going to be like, oh, Dustin needs to retire. And I hate that. I don't want that. I want to kill it each time. I want to put on a banger and tell a good psychological story for the fans to enjoy. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I take it almost as like, even though you mentioned 5+ decades in the business, it's almost like when you're going out there, you almost sort of feel like you still sort of have to prove that, hey, you belong here and you can still go out there and do your thing the way that you have been. Is that sort of like, just based off of what you said, feeling that extra pressure, that extra sort of nervousness?
I don't think I really need to prove myself anymore, but I think it's just an internal thing that I need to prove to myself, hey, I can still go out there and do this, right? But as far as proving to anybody else, I believe people know how good I am, and that I can go out there and wrestle circles around some of the youngins even still today. And we have some incredible talent, and I'm just trying to keep up. I'm just trying to keep, in a word, young, right? And it's very difficult when you're 54, almost 55. But just to throw in a couple of new things by evolving your characters and changing things up every once in a while, I'm good at that, and that gives me a little more life and gives me a little longer to kind of enjoy it, right, before I need to switch it up again. And I think that's the key to my career, is evolving. And all the characters that I've done over the years, and the different concoctions of all these characters, have been wonderful, and they've been good teachers to me on how to do certain things, and what I'm good at, what I'm not good at. So, I try to stick with what I'm good at, but I'm always learning something, even from the young kids, man. They do some things, and I'm like, oh, man, that was really cool. I didn't know you could get into that way, right? So I'm always learning. I'm always a student of the game, always studying constantly, just trying to keep up, right? And it's a young man's game right now, but I'm not willing to step aside just quite yet. I'm having the time of my life. I love working for AEW. It's the funnest place on the planet I've ever worked at. It genuinely is. I feel good going to work every week. Now this week I'm a little sore, and I'm like, oh my God, I gotta get up early in the morning Tuesday. fly to Savannah, here we go. But it's worth it, once I get through the day and, get in the gym every single day. That's kind of what keeps me loose. You got to grease the oil, the tin man, right? I'm the tin man and I need lots of oil. And I go to the gym every single day just to that is my addiction now, whether I'm a body guy or not, because I'm not, right? I'm not a bodybuilder type person, but it clears my head. It gets me focused. It gets me in tune to like what I need to do that day. And if I can just do that every day, it's like the thing I say on Twitter all the time, which my dad kind of coined once I got out of rehab, was to keep stepping. And he would call me every single day, keep stepping. Are you stepping? Are you stepping, Dustin? Yeah, I'm stepping. I'm doing my program. I'm doing the things I need to do. So that's kind of my thing, man. And it's cool to see fans on Twitter, it touching people. And that means a lot to me, right? It's like they're going through something, because everybody has those issues, right? Everybody has something going on, dysfunction of some sort. And it's nice to see that, I can bring them out of a dark hole and back into the light. So that has a lot to do with my legacy, man. I think my legacy is my sobriety. I love this business, and it's been great to me. And I think I'm pretty much loved with the AEW locker room and with any, organization, with WWE or whatever.